Welcome back to These Things Are Written. On this Thursday, we are continuing with Acts chapter 28. We are close to the end, just 2 days left, counting today. And so far, we've read of Paul's shipwreck on the island of Malta and how God used those miracles to keep them safe and to proclaim his word even more. We are continuing now with Acts 28, beginning with verse 11. After 3 months, we set sail in a ship that had wintered in the land, a ship of Alexandria, with the twin gods as a figurehead. Putting in at Syracuse, we stayed there for 3 days, and from there we made a circuit and arrived at Rhegium. And after 1 day, a south wind sprang up, and on the second day we came to Puteoli. And there we found the brothers and were invited to stay with them for 7 days. And so we came to Rome. And the brothers there, when they heard about us, came as far as the Forum of Appius and the 3 taverns to meet us. On seeing them, Paul thanked God and took courage. And when we came into Rome, Paul was allowed to stay by himself with the soldier who guarded him. After 3 days, he called together the local leaders of the Jews, and when they had gathered, he said to them, "Brothers, though I had done nothing against our people or the customs of our fathers, yet I was delivered as a prisoner from Jerusalem into the hands of the Romans. When they had examined me, they wished to set me at liberty because there was no reason for the death penalty in my case. But because the Jews objected, I was compelled to appeal to Caesar, although I had no charges to bring against my nation. For this reason, therefore, I have asked to see you and to speak with you, since it was because of the hope of Israel that I am wearing chains." And they said to him, "We have received no letters from Judea about you, and none of the brothers coming here has reported or spoken any evil about you. But we desire to hear from you what your views are, for with regard to this sect, we know that everywhere it is spoken against." This is the word of the Lord. Finally, he has reached the final leg of the journey to Rome. And once again, notice the details that Luke gives. He even mentions what the ship looked like and then what ports it stopped at. And notice the welcome that Paul received in Rome. His letter that he wrote, Romans, he wrote most likely when he was in Caesarea in prison as he's preparing to go to Rome. And as that letter explained who he is and what he knew, the brothers were there to welcome him. They received him gladly. In Rome, he was under house arrest. And one of the days that he was there, he brought in the Jewish leaders so that he could state his case. He gave a brief history of what happened to him. And notice how he says, "Since it is because of the hope of Israel that I am wearing this chain." You see, the hope of Israel set a clue of what he was going to speak about, of how Jesus was the fulfillment of Scripture, that he is the hope of Israel. You see, he desired to share the gospel with the Jews first, as he did always, and they were open to hear of it. Mainly because they said they hadn't received anything about him and they wanted to hear, but they also knew that Christianity, or the way, was spoken against by the Jews everywhere, and they wanted to know the reason why. God was at work once again, using Paul to be able to spread the gospel to God's chosen people, the Jews. Come back tomorrow. We'll wrap it up and see the message that Paul was able to give and what God would continue to do through him. Go in peace. We'll see you tomorrow.